Let's go to Chase, who's on the line in Naples, Florida. Chase, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
How you doing, Mr. Coleman? Thanks for taking my call.
Happy to. How can I help?
I have a question. I've been in law enforcement for the past 13, almost 14 years, and I don't hear the music anymore. I know I want to serve my community, and the more and more I think about it lately, I've been coaching Little League, and I got my head around. I'd want to serve in that capacity, maybe coaching young kids, or maybe going to a school and becoming an athletic director. But I just don't know how to justify the huge pay cut I'd be taking. Because
what is the pay cut?
I would probably be losing close to $50,000 a year, stepping down from my current position.
What is your current position?
I'm a supervisor within corrections. I've been with the sheriff's office, like I said, almost 14 years. So I'm close to 90 a year base.
Okay, and you've done the research and being an athletic director. So you're at 90, and being an athletic director only pays 40.
It's like 45, maybe yeah.
Athletic director where? Like a high school, public high school?
Yes, sir.
Only 40,000?
I was at 45, base, I think. But it's right around there. But you usually have to do a couple of years as a teacher first before you're able to qualify, become an athletic director.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to push back on that, and I'm going to tell you why. My old high school basketball coach is now an athletic director at a large public high school in Virginia, and you're in Naples. Is certainly not I don't even know what the word is. It's not a rough economy in Naples, Florida, and the tax base is pretty high. I mean, I imagine the public high schools in Naples are pretty nice. Am I right or am I wrong?
Most of them are, yes, sir.
Okay, are you positive about this? Because I know my former coach ain't making $40,000 as an athletic director.
From the numbers I've seen, the public record, it's like I said, 45, maybe 50, but it's still that's. I mean, with my overtime, I'm projected.
All right, I just wanted to make sure that you know. If that's the case, then it's a little shocking to me. But here's the issue: the issue is that you're not hearing the music anymore, and the question is why? Why do you tell me the real reasons why you think you're not enjoying your role anymore?
I don't know. It's corrections in itself is not. You don't really deal with the public directly. It's more of an indirect, helping the community. So it's more of a thankless job, and I don't have a hand in actually helping the community as much as I thought I would do.
Exactly.
When I originally took the job many years ago.
Right. And you thought it was going to be what? Describe what you thought it was going to be.
I originally thought it was starting corrections and go out to the road, but I moved up the ranks within corrections, and it would be to drop down and go out. It would be.
But to go out and do what? To go out and do what? I don't know what go out on the road means. What does that mean? Sorry.
It would just be serving in a law enforcement capacity that has direct influence or direct contact with the public more so than behind the scenes and doing just the correction side of pretty much babysitting bad guys.
Okay, but do you see where you had an opportunity to take a promotion and you said yes. And in saying yes to these promotions, you did walk up the ladder, but you walked up the wrong ladder. And now you're coming at me going, I want to coach because you love sports, right?
Yes, sir.
And you love the idea of guiding and pouring into people for their benefit, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's what drew you into law enforcement, because you thought you could go out there and serve the community and protect people and serve people. That's what drew you to law enforcement.
Yes, sir.
Well, so I don't know that you're ready to jump out of law enforcement. I think you're doing I think you're in the wrong place. I think you're doing the wrong thing in the wrong place in this corrections department role. But I think it's because you took a promotion and you do what a lot of people do. It seemed like the smart decision, didn't it? Because it had more money attached.
Yes, sir.
I don't think you have to jump to coaching and take a slash in pay, or at least let me say it this way. I'm not going to recommend that you consider that until you actually sit down and ask yourself and talk to some people, because you have the connections in corrections, and talk to some people who are actual sheriff deputies and out on the road serving and protecting. I think it's pretty easy for you to sit down and go, well, what does that look like? And if I was doing that all day, every day, would I feel the passion for it? And I think the answer is possibly yes. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So why don't you try that? Why don't you get in proximity to some sheriff deputies and police officers? Because the move, if you were to move over, so it's almost like it's a whole different role, but as it relates to in the profession, it's just moving laterally to another function. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And you're already qualified on some level. You're certainly respected, and you know all the right people. So let me just ask you, if I could snap my fingers today, would you want to be a police officer or a sheriff's deputy?
I would like to say yes, but I haven't done the job. I mean, like
you don't
I said,
have to do the job. You haven't even sat down and talked to somebody who does the job.
I have. I've many. I mean, I work with them daily. We correspond, and I have many friends on that side of the house as well.
Okay, but you just said I think I'd like to. So what's holding you back on that role?
I guess financially, like I said, it would be a step backwards initially. And
well, okay, how much of a step back initially?
It'd probably be about maybe $15,000 a year.
Okay,
maybe 20.
Are you single, married? What's your situation?
I'm married with 3 kids, sir.
Okay, so could you plan for that $15,000 step back, knowing that you were going to get it all back eventually?
I'm sure we can make it work.
I know you could. Don't tell me that you can't, because you could. Yours truly did it. I had to step back financially as I made the run into broadcasting. I had to.
Yes, sir.
There was no other way around it. Now, what my wife and I did is we made cuts. We saved up for it. So you got a gig right now that if you make some cuts and you're disciplined to save, you could save up that shortfall in your income. How long would it take for you if you became a sheriff's deputy or police officer today to then make up that $15,000?
Maybe a couple of years.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'd find out if that is really what you want to do, and don't let the step backwards financially stop you from doing the work you love.
Yes, sir.
Same thing with coaching. Sit down with some coaches. I think the coaching's a big drop. But again, if that's what you want to do, let me remind you that Chris Hogan did a 10,000 plus people that are millionaires in America, and the third largest group were teachers. Now, it's not because they were making $90,000. It's because they lived on less than they made. So again, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to push this back on you. But I think the love of law enforcement, it was very real for you in serving the public. And then, oh, by the way, here's another idea. Let's say you become a sheriff's deputy, it takes you a couple years. Who says that you can't do some coaching on the side, make a little extra money? We haven't even talked about how you could hustle a little bit. Here's the deal. I know you can do it, Chase, because I had 3 kids, running a business and pursuing the dream job. Took me 9 years to land the dream job. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Are you willing to do what it takes, or are you willing to wait as long as it takes? But don't tell me in America that you can't save, you can't cut. You take a step backwards in your mind financially, but it's not a step back. It's a step forward, and you plan for it. It's a step forward on the path to fulfilling your purpose. You got to change your mindset, Chase, and you can do it. I believe in you. Borrow some of my belief. By the way, it's interest-free. You don't even have to pay it back.